Well, very good issue you raised here, in the sense that the different components of the social investment programs have actually impacted, and I will put some numbers to it, an interpretation of that. And that starts from the Empower, okay? Now, what the Empower does is to have university graduates sign on to that program. They receive training, what we call employability skills training, in which case, what had been a problem was we were producing unemployable graduates. And so this scheme now makes them employable. But not only that, it gives them also gadgets that they will require in delivering services that they have been trained for. Then thirdly, over the 2-year window, they be a part of that, they also receive monthly stipend, which means you are not only being prepared for the world of work, as we call it in consulting, but equally you are being kitted, so to say, and prepared to be employable when you exit the scheme.
After that.
Now, my worry about that interpretation is this. Now, is it about the stipend or the skills and knowledge you acquire in that process?
Yes, they have the skills, but then they're not employed with their skills.
You see, the issue for me is not so much as you don't get employed by government, because the role of the government is not to employ them in the first instance. Mm-hmm. And we must begin to change the conversation in that direction. Now, and I will situate that in terms of the data, all right? If you look at government spend, the 3 tiers of the government in Nigeria, vis-a-vis the private sector, that is compared to our GDP, governments altogether account for less than 10% of the spend in a year. So if we all begin to look at government to provide jobs for us, that'll be looking in the wrong direction.
Dr. Adedipe, so they didn't have the jobs in the first place. There were no jobs, and so the government decided this is a program or project. And then they're back in that same situation.
To empower them.
To empower, yes, that's
now,
the idea.
You see, my interpretation of it is this. If I get empowered, my mindset should change in terms of what I can do. Maybe even instead of looking for employment, I can become an employer of labor. And so we need to also help our youth to see things differently and change the narrative. Now, there's the other aspect also of the social intervention programs, and that is the homegrown school feeding program, all right? Which, in fact, to me, has a deeper economic impact than Empower. And it is very simple. Now, if every child in primary school gets fed, that means someone has to cook the meals. Someone needs to supply the items that will be used to make the meals, and that takes the entire value chain from the farm, poultry, fish farm, to the cook, and now the meal on the table of the pupil. Now, if you look at the number, over 96,000 cooks involved in that nationally, and yet, as at that time, we had not covered the entire 6 states, talking about 24 at a time. Now, not only that, you look at the number of pupils being fed daily. So that talks to the quality of nutrition that the food they get. Now, that also from the research done by nutritionists and also those who are involved in neuroscience, they tell you that the best time to help a child's brain to grow is the early years. And it has to do also with what to feed them with. So a child properly fed also develop the mental capacity to learn. And so all of these have been proven by science.
So you feel that the social investment programs are on course and it's having impact?
Yeah, it's having impact.